Hi, and welcome to Martial Arts Mania. I'm your host, Debbie Goodman. I'm in Reseda, California at JAM, that's Joining All Movements, on Sherman Way. And with me is a student of Carrie Wong's Tai Chi class and also one of the instructors here, Philip Jennings. Welcome, Philip.
Thank you. How are you today?
I'm great. How are you?
Energized.
Very much so.
Just finished the class.
Exactly. I jumped in a little bit, and already I'm sweating. Tai Chi is just marvelous, and I think it's a wonderful transition for those of us that were Kung Fu practitioners to gently move into Tai Chi.
Well, as the enhancement to the art, when you go from your external to your internal, you are now really encompassing the whole art, not just a part of it. When you add that internal part, you now have both parts of your art. You have your external, you have your internal, you have your chi development, you have your chi flow.
To an outsider looking at Tai Chi, it looks very easy. I don't think that they realize what a workout it is. I'm sweating.
It is indeed a workout. Because you're moving slow, you're demanding more of your muscle groups than normal. You're asking them to perform at a much slower pace, but a more concentrated pace. Mm-hmm. So the muscles get a much more firmer workout than if you just say do running. Running is constantly moving, but if you do it in a slow motion and accentuate each of your muscle groups that require to be used in that running, now you're talking exercise.
This is true. I have to agree. I can't argue with you. Now, how long have you been a student of Carrie Wong's?
In her Tai Chi, I've been with her since she began teaching, and I think that's over 18 years ago.
I remember seeing her up in San Francisco at Doc Phi Wong's tournament. I believe that she took home the gold, so to speak.
Several times.
I'm sure she did.
In more than one category.
So now, did you study martial arts prior to taking Tai Chi with Carrie?
Yes. I began my study in the Kung Fu portion of our program some 34 years ago, and when Carrie Wong got her certification to teach Tai Chi, she opened it up to our students in the class, and I jumped on the opportunity.
Smart man. Smart man. So you studied with Douglas Wong first, and that's been how many years ago?
34.
Wow. So you were with them before the kids even came along.
And
Travis
after.
and Tia. Yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
that's fantastic.
I have the opportunity and the honor of having held each one of them.
That's great.
So it's been a pleasure. It really has. They have not only taught me the art, but taught me about life. And helping to raise a family that even though it's not your own, but watching them grow it's always an honor.
And all of the kids have turned out very well.
And are still working at it. That's the beauty.
Very successful.
Very successful. I'm very proud of them, proud to be a part of their legacy.
Well, thank you for talking with us. It's been a
pleasure.
Thank you.
You have a good one. Bye now.
I'm here with Sigong Carrie Wong, the Tai Chi instructor here at JAM, Joining All Movements in Reseda, California. We sprang a surprise on you today, Carrie. I don't think you were expecting us to show up.
That's okay. You're always welcome.
Thank you. And I really enjoyed it. Just sitting in for a few minutes, I'm sweating. It's
Good.
such a wonderful workout.
We got the chi moving then.
Exactly. You did. I've been teaching yoga lately, but and it's wonderful. But it's just not quite the same.
It's a little different, but the aspects of the Eastern philosophy, using the breath, learning to calm the body, slow it down, it all crosses over.
Now, I understand there's a special day coming up at the Martial Arts History Museum next month, March.
Yes.
And what day is that?
That is
The 27th?
the 27th.
27th. And what day is it? It's Carrie Wong Day.
Well, they haven't finalized Carrie Wong Day. It showed up on the schedule at first, but on the last calendar, they've switched it out. So I still have to get with Mr. Matsuda, the president of the museum, and see exactly what day it is going to be.
Carrie Wong Day. Well, I'm sure that there will be a Carrie Wong Day.
Hopefully.
And hopefully we can make it down for that.
I hope so.
So today we're going for the unveiling of the bronze statue for...
Today is Arc Y Wong Day. Grandmaster Wong is known as kind of the father of Kung Fu, the first Chinese instructor to actually open his Kwoon to non-Asians.
Yes.
He's very famous for that.
And I believe non-Chinese.
Non-Chinese, in fact, yeah.
Yeah. So that's going to be very interesting and very exciting. We will be there for that.
Great.
So tell us a little bit more about Joining All Movements. This just opened, what, a couple of years ago?
Yes. My son and I had White Lotus Martial Arts Center previously, and it did so well, we kind of outgrew it after about a year. So we stayed at that location for 3 years, and slowly Travis started looking for a bigger location, and obviously he found it. We decided to move the studio inside the walls of JAM. He has 2 partners, so the 3 of them opened this up for parkour, CMA tricking, they have hip-hop, breakdancing classes, and then we hold our Kung Fu classes as well. And Tai Chi, and Qigong. So we're part of JAM in a way. It was just, it made a lot of sense for us to stay together.
Oh, yeah.
Kind of a family unit.
Because you were in Northridge, right?
We were in Northridge. We're only like 2.25 miles south of where we were before. So it was a good move.
That's great. So may we take a little tour?
Sure.
Okay.
Where do you want to start?
Let's start with the tricking room.
Okay.
Okay, so this must be the room where you train people for tricking?
Actually, the puzzle mat is where we conduct our Kung Fu classes. This
Okay.
air trick is part of the tricking class. The spring floor over there, they're having parkour right now, but that's usually the area for CMA tricking.
Okay.
So the air trick, just to let everyone know, was the first one that was imported into the United States.
Where was it imported from?
I can't quite remember. Sweet Europe. But since then, Travis has made connections with other facilities because you can order them custom sized.
Okay.
Yeah. And the gentleman teaching right now is Ben Jenkins. He's from England, and he's one of the top traceurs in the world.
Fabulous.
Yeah,
well,
he's relocated to Los Angeles
well, it
as about a year ago.
It stands to reason he would be here.
That's right.
He's in good
Only
company.
the best.
Only the best. He's in good company. Okay, we're inside the big orange jungle gym.
This big orange jungle gym is what they use for parkour. They practice precision jumps. So this emulates walls, so different heights. So they have to judge distance and so forth.
I used to jump horses, and we would have to
Oh.
measure in between. Yeah,
Exactly.
Wow, this is fabulous. Of course, you saw how I had to kind of climb in. Well,
Don't feel bad.
Carrie
I do
just
too.
jumps.
I hold on and hop.
Okay, yeah, I would hold on and crawl. But this is fantastic. Now, what's the net up here for?
The net up here, there's a trampoline that they use for parkour and for tricking.
Okay.
And then in the middle, between this and the platform over there, is a foam pit. So they will use the platform over there, and they'll flip, and they can land into the foam pit just to practice twisting and revolutions. So, yeah, nothing that I do, but it's
Oh my goodness.
it's a great place for them to be able to practice because you don't have the injuries in the foam pit.
Is this something that Travis developed?
Pretty much. There've been, gymnastics gyms will always have
Okay.
foam pits. But with him and his partners, they wanted to utilize the space as efficient as they could, mainly because they wanted to allot space for the Kung Fu school. But then, if you have the tramp on the ground, you have people just climbing up and jumping and getting injured. So the whole idea of lifting this tramp off the ground and then building this whole wall, and you have to have depth for the foam pit. We can't dig a hole in the concrete. Well, you
Right.
could, but it's expensive and time consuming. So by building this whole platform, they could fill it. And here we go.
They just jump up there like little spider monkeys. Hi, guys.
That's what they do.
That was my next question. How do you get up there? Okay, I see.
Yeah.
This has got to be great
Just
fun
not
for
everyone,
kids.
not anyone can get up there. You have to be able to jump. That was kind of another concept.
Okay.
Was it deters those that think they can just go and mess around. You got to get up there first. So, you're going to see how he utilizes the foam pit now.
Okay.
He'll just have them flip into it.
Wow. Do you have any female students doing this? I see all little boys up there.
Actually, there's one little girl. And
Okay.
during the week, there's several girls that do it.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
It's a weekend, so weekends are kind of hit and miss.
Oh, I see her now.
There
She has a ponytail and she was hidden behind the instructor.
hiding.
He doesn't look very old. He looks like he's about 19 years old.
Ben is 21 or 22.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he is very young.
And he's from England?
England.
Wow. How did Travis find him, or how did he find Travis?
Let's see. It was through the parkour world, or it was World Parkour Federation, I guess, is the first introduction. Travis actually went to England and did some filming and met Ben, and then they worked with the federation. WFPF is the name of the federation. And then Ben came out and stayed for a few months, got some work through the federation doing parkour, and Travis kind of talked to him and said there's a real need for you here for everything, film, commercials. Wow. So he did relocate a year ago, and that's what he's been doing.
Fantastic. What an opportunity. Okay, I miss these
To
little
be
guys.
young and free.
Yes, exactly. That's what I tell the young people. Do it now.
Yes.
Travel before you have a marriage and a mortgage. Oh my goodness.
There she goes. He's a really good instructor. He's really good with kids, too.
Where did she go? I want to make sure she comes up for, woo!
Yeah, what people don't realize is once you get in that foam pit, it's like swimming.
Oh, yeah, to
You
get
have to
out.
really, maneuver your way out. Here she comes. I see her head. Sometimes they just like to sit in there and play, too, so.
See, they're so fearless when they're that age.
Boys in general, men come in here and they're fearless. I think that's probably the biggest reason you don't see a lot of women in tricking or in parkour. It's that we analyze and we have that fear factor. We think before we do. Well, that's what I say.
And men will pose for each other. They'll posture for each other. And then it's like they're not going to chicken out because they don't want him to think he's a sissy or whatever. Yeah.
The one-upsman thing. Mm-hmm. I think also just the body build.
Yeah.
With hip.
Oh, wow. It looks like you have your own mini gym upstairs.
Just a little. It's a good start.
I think it's great. I think it's just enough. You got a couple of treadmills, a couple of bicycles.
Chin up. Yeah, the spinning bikes. We've got free weights.
Kettlebells.
And then the kettlebells. Weight bars over here. We've got the bocce balls for balance. There's yoga mats on the walls. So people will come in and warm up here. Mm-hmm. We have parents that wait for their children to finish class. So they come up, get a hour workout. A lot of the Kung Fu students will come up here and do some cross training on the treadmill for more cardio and so forth.
Well,
So
you've got a very well-rounded gym, fitness center, and martial arts.
well, the owners wanted to make a one place for everything.
They did.
So if you want to come in and try parkour and then stick around and take a tricking class, it's just everything's right here. You don't have to leave.
I was hoping to interview Travis today, but he is so busy working on projects.
He's all over the place.
He really is. In fact, when I first asked him about 3 weeks ago, he says, well, I might be in Virginia then.
He was in Virginia last weekend.
Mm-hmm.
He and Ben have been working at these military bases.
Oh.
They have what they call Family Weekend. And they hired Travis, I think it started last year. He did Camp Pendleton, and then he was flown to Virginia. And what they do is they set up cones and markers, and they do a whole parkour weekend for the military families. And it's turned into, like I think from January to last weekend, they did 4.
Wow.
Yeah.
So that's why he's all over the place. It's not necessarily working on movies and commercials. He probably does most of that here in Los Angeles.
Either that, or he'll travel wherever the film takes him. And commercial shoots are mostly done here. But he started the parkour at the White Lotus Martial Arts Center, and just continued to keep involved with it. And then, like he says, working with the military kids, they're so focused and so well mannered that, and it's I hate to say an easy gig, because it's 1 or 2 hours of instruction, and he hopes to make it kind of a full-time business for him.
Oh yeah, I think once people start finding out about it, they'll definitely want him. Of course, every time I see the Verizon commercial where the little skydiver comes out, feet up, feet up, feet up, that's Travis.
Well, and it's funny because during the Olympics, they started the campaign all over again. So he was excited. He was like, yes, another check.
That's what I said. I put on Facebook, residuals.
Yes. He was surprised, too, because I think last year was when it first aired.
Well, I would really love to know how, I know you probably can't tell, but how it was actually done, because I don't think he jumped out of a plane, or did he?
No. I hope not.
He probably doesn't tell Mom everything.
He doesn't tell me a lot.
Yeah.
I usually hear after the fact, like when he was injured doing G.I. Joe 2. I get this text, Mom, I had a little accident. Don't worry, I'm okay. As soon as I heard that, I go, it must have been bad.
He's in the hospital. Okay, what hospital are you in, Travis?
Yeah, he was in the emergency room, and they were stapling up his head, and
oh my gosh.
And then just to assure me he was okay, he had to send me a picture of the staples in his head. And
well, okay, I had to laugh last year. I don't know what movie it was that he did, but he was going through hair trauma. Now, Travis's hair is not that long. At the longest, it's maybe, what, 1.5 inches?
maybe.
He had to cut off, like, his faux hawk for this part in the movie. He was traumatizing about it for days.
Yes.
I'm going to have to shave my head. And he's going on, and he posted pictures of it, and I was laughing. I'm thinking, okay, it's going to take a month to grow that hair back. And I didn't realize guys were that vain about their hair. But he's got such a great sense of humor. I actually subscribe to his Twitter.
Oh, okay.
Simply because it is so funny.
Yeah, he has a great sense of humor. You know what? He enjoys life, and like he says, I'm blessed. Because, for someone his age to have accomplished everything he has up until this point, and he always gives back. He always tells people,
That's
I started martial arts when I was young, He gives credit where it's due, and at the same time, he's just accomplished so much because he's just willing to keep working,
and he works hard. People don't realize how hard people in the entertainment industry have to work.
Yeah. And when if you don't see him on film or he's not around, it's because he's home editing film. He does a lot of posting, on YouTube. He was part of the Trick Star. I don't know if you heard or watched that. They took tricking and they had a competition where they pitted someone from the East Coast, someone from the West Coast, or two of the strongest trickers, and they had them battle out, and they had judges.
Fantastic.
And then the winner was awarded $500. So they had the first one a year ago at the gathering here, and then they had a gathering again this year, and they did the Trick Star.
Fabulous.
So he hosted that, and the first year he did a lot of editing himself. And this year he had some help because he was out working on projects.
Editing is extremely time-consuming, and it's very difficult. I'm still learning to edit because not only did I have to learn the program, I had to learn Macintosh computers at the same time.
Oh, and that's totally different.
Oh my gosh, but it's been great, and you feel a great sense of accomplishment when you've done an editing job. Most of the time I hand it over to my co-producer, Bestina, who does a marvelous job.
That's their specialty. That's what they should do.
It is. Carrie, thank you so much for inviting us into JAM and for inviting me to join your Tai Chi class. I love it.
Anytime you're in this area, you're always welcome.
Thank you, and I will take you up on that.
Right.
Well, thanks again.
Okay, we'll see you later today.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Thanks for watching.
you.